What up, Crew Excellence? It's your boy. I'm back on the ones and twos, right? I want to talk today, spend some time this episode for my new people so I can talk through each leadership perspective, okay? How you kind of fit in and where you can see yourself. And the way I'm going to do it today is we're going to use superhero and the way they lead, and you could kind of get a really good grasp for the different perspectives, okay? Does that sound good? All right. And as always, you know, if it's just me, take a pen and pad out, take some notes. Hopefully you're going to learn something today. I want to start with this premise. Everybody is a leader in some capacity. Before you jump off like, I ain't no superhero, so I ain't no point. No, I'm using superhero as a metaphor for your leadership style, okay? So I'm just housing it in heroes because I think it's fun. And I think the thumbnail going to be fire. But this is about you and your leadership perspective and how you can be an excellent leader and what that looks like. There's 4 leadership perspectives: voice, hero, royalty, and guru. I'm going to talk through each one of them. I have a certain character picked to kind of show you this type of leadership, and I'm going to walk you through why they lead this way, what they're good at, what they struggle with, and how you as this type of leader can be successful. First and foremost, I want to start with voice leaders. Voice leaders love people. They love to gather people. They love to make group decisions. They love to enact change. They're often fighting against major institutions. They're often fighting against they want things to be fair. They want things to be equal. They're fighting for people who don't have the opportunity to fight for themselves. Those are voice leaders, okay? And so for my voice leader, the hero I'm picking today is Nick Fury. And I picked Nick Fury on purpose because he don't have no superpower. And so I think that you understand voice leaders really well looking at Nick Fury. Who is Nick Fury? What does he do? Well, Nick Fury is the leader of the Avengers, which is weird because he's the only one without powers. Well, him and Black Widow, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, Hawkeye too. But I guess Hawkeye, no, he ain't got no power. Okay, so Nick Fury is the leader of the Avengers. He gathers the Avengers together. He says, hey, this is what we're fighting for. This is who the enemy is. This is who we're fighting for. And he does that in a way where he encourages the people that are part of the team. His job isn't easy, right? He has a lot of different people saying a lot of different things. And what he's really good at is taking all these things into account and making hard decisions with all of the voices in the room. They sit at the table, they bounce ideas off each other, and they come to a group decision on this is how we're moving forward to attack this. Nick Fury is my voice leader because I think that when you look at what he's able to do with what his personal skills are, voice leaders are able to maximize their abilities and their reach because they're really good at gathering people around them who have other abilities and other skill set. And so voice leaders acknowledge their own limitations and say, hey, but if I get around all these people, then we can do great things together. And that, I think that is 100% Nick Fury's career with S.H.I.E.L.D., right? He's this guy from S.H.I.E.L.D. who moves up the ranks and eventually realizes, hey, we need help. And so he goes and gets help so that they can accomplish greater things. And so Nick Fury is my voice leader, okay? One thing I talk about in previous episodes is depending who you're around and what kind of role you're playing, your leadership style or perspective can change. Okay. And so this next one for royalty, I'm going Batman, but Batman in context of the Justice League. And so what I mean by that is Batman on his own is full hero. He don't work with nobody. Him and Catwoman don't get along. They don't like, he's by himself. He just want to, you know what I'm saying, work and go beat up bad guy. But in the context of the Justice League, Batman is an ambassador. He's a spokesperson. He's setting culture. He's sitting at meetings. He's at the table, right? Almost all the comics agree it was Batman's ideal to start the Justice League, right? To bring all these other heroes together, a lot like Nick Fury. The difference I would say between Nick Fury and Batman is Batman is setting a lot of examples. So he's leading culturally by this is how we engage with, you know what I'm saying, the enemy. This is what we do. This is what it looks like to work together. And so it's a lot about the culture. Justice League has a building and they're in front of the public. The general public knows that Justice League exists. All these things are able to be kind of possible because of Batman's role with the Justice League. It's so interesting because everybody knows Superman is the most overpowered superhero ever, and I hate Superman because of that, but that's not what this is about. But Superman is by far the strongest member of the Justice League, but Batman is definitely the leader. And the reason Batman is a leader is because he sets culture. When things hit the fan, when things start to go wrong, Superman just flies off and goes fight. Batman is organizing, saying, this is what we do, this is how we do it, this is how you represent the Justice League, okay? So, Batman is my royalty leader, like I said, in context of the Justice League. Hero, I'm going with Captain Marvel. She is the ultimate hero. She's imbued with so much power. She flies through outer space and breathes whatever is in outer space, right? She has single supernova. Like, she has so much power that she don't even fight on Earth. Like, they be like, hey, stuff going on Earth. We would love for you to come back. We could use some help. And she pull up. She put people in the pretzel, shoot them into outer space, and be like, all right, I'm going to go do what I was doing. All right? You know what I'm saying? Like, she got a secret code and call, all of that. So it's like, she's the ultimate, hey, call me when y'all need to do something. I ain't sitting in no meetings. I ain't talking to no reporters. I ain't doing no group projects. But if you need some help, and you can't do it, call me and I'm going to pull up and handle some business. We need leaders like that. We need leaders who are like, I don't want to go to the meeting, but hey, it's time to go. Bet. Throw me in the front line. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for action. Okay. And that's what hero leaders are. They're ready for action. They be ready to go at the drop of the pen when you need them, because that's when they're in their best self. So you think about people who are always doing things. A lot of times the reason they're always doing things is because that's when they're their best selves. That's when they're most excellent. I don't know if Captain Marvel can organize people. I don't know if she can define culture or set it, but I know she can box. You know what I'm saying? I know when it's time to go to work, she gonna pull up and do what she's supposed to do. And that's what's important about Captain Marvel. And that's why she's a hero leader. Okay. And then my last one, I went back to my roots for this one. For my guru, I'm going Reed Richards. All right. Shout out to Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. Okay. From the Fantastic Four. He can stretch. All right. And that's a really lame superpower. But what is really dope is he's a rocket scientist, and he is the reason the Fantastic Four even exists is because of Reed Richards' experiment, okay? And he went to outer space, and the experiment didn't go right, but like, it benefited them in the long run, okay? Everyone agrees he's one of the smartest. Most people think he is the smartest hero in DC and Marvel. Like, out of all the heroes, he is the smartest, and his ability to understand science that I don't even know how to describe is very impressive. And it's the reason that they follow him, right? We know that Thing is the strongest member of the Fantastic Four. Human Torch is probably the most powerful. Miss Invisible probably has the most practical ability, right? like Thing is a brick and Human Torch turns into fire and Mr. Fantastic stretches. But I would say Miss Invisible probably has the most practical ability. Being invisible is it can't come into handy, right? I think we've all wished we could be invisible and eavesdrop and get information, those kind of things. But they all follow Mr. Fantastic because he's the smartest. And it's his ability to see problems, to find solutions, to understand plans, to come up with ways to attack and to defeat enemies. Is top level, bar none. Because that's how gurus lead. Gurus lead with information. The more information a guru has, the more excellent he will be as a leader. Gurus need to know where, when, why, what, how. They asking all the questions because they want to have as much information as possible, because that is their superpower. That is how they make decisions, and that's how they lead with excellence. And so Reed Richards is definitely the epitome and embodiment of that. And so I went through all of those. Before I close, I'm just going to ask you, what's a hero that you think could also be a voice leader? I'm going to go through it again. They lead with people. They make group decisions. They're fighting for a cause. They are usually anti-establishment. Okay. Who else? What other hero fits into that? Okay, drop it in the comments. Talk to me. I want to know who else you think could be a voice leader that's a hero. Let's move to royalty. Who else could be a royalty leader who is setting culture? They're defining expectations and results. They also are leading people kind of like voice, but in a different way. They're giving more think more like dictator, where they're giving directions. This is what we do. This is how we do. This is why we do. Not necessarily saying, hey, what do you all want to do? Okay. So it's a little different in voice, but similar kind of, foundation of responsibility, okay? What other heroes could be royalty leaders? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. I'm so intrigued and interested to see you guys and what you all think. Hero, who else just pull up in box? You know what I'm saying? What are the heroes? You like, we don't know where they stay, where they people stay. We don't know what they do. But when it's time to throw hands, they with the fisticuffs, okay? What heroes are like that? All right, I got some in mind. I'm interested to see who you all put. Drop them in the comments. All right, and if you wrong, I'm gonna argue with you and tell you wrong. All right, so I want you to know that. And if you right, I'm gonna tell you right too. And then who's a guru? Who's a hero that you like, bro? They super smart. Like they got these other powers, but they also super smart. And they a scientist or they're a mathematician or whatever. They know, they have a huge gamut of historical knowledge and information. Who else do you think is a guru? Drop them in the comments. And last but not least, what are you? What are you? What is your leadership perspective? Why do you think it is that? And I would love for you to come holler at us. Come join the crew so we can cultivate that. So you can be an excellent leader, okay? I'm excited because I want to know, like I said, everybody ain't been watching since day one. Everybody ain't hop in when we first started. And so they didn't get where I went through everything like that. So I wanted to make sure I dropped this episode here. I'm going to do this from time to time with different stuff randomly so that if new people are joining, they can still understand kind of what our foundation for leadership is. The foundation for the Ladder podcast is the For Leadership perspective. And that's kind of how we view leadership and how we deal with it at every level. So when we're talking about leaders, we're almost always talking about from what perspective and why they're leading that way and how they can be excellent, right? Because that's what we believe. We believe that everybody is a leader and everybody has access to be an excellent leader, okay? So that includes you. No matter your title, position, and role, you are a leader, and I believe in you. I believe that you can be impactful in whatever capacity that looks like, okay? Thank y'all so much for joining today. I love superheroes. Thank y'all for nerding out with me. Shout out to all my cool kids who's too cool for comic books. Hope you learned something today. And man, I'll be back next week because I ain't got to go nowhere because it's the favorite place to be, right? Hosted with your Moses. I've been hanging with your auntie. She told me I'm her favorite, okay? Your favorite Crew Excellence member, man, Justin Strickland. Honored and a privilege. I'm out, man. Peace.